ago. They're putting police officers in the subway system in the locations where our riders are vulnerable and where they feel vulnerable, on trains, on platforms, and throughout stations, with the goal of interdicting crime, of stopping the bad guys before bad things happen. Because we cannot surrender. We cannot surrender. We cannot afford to lose New York's public space, especially our subways. On May 18th, we carried 3.6 million riders on the subways. That's the first time we hit 3.6 million since March of 2020. That number is more than the pre-COVID ridership of the top 7 or 8 systems in the United States after New York: Washington Metro, Chicago, Boston, San Francisco, Philadelphia, Atlanta, LA, Miami, plus the Port Authority's PATH system, all put together. For several months, I've been talking to people in Albany, making the point that we are an essential service, and we need Albany to begin developing the strategies to close the MTA's looming budget deficit. This is the first board meeting where we have the benefit of New York City Transit President Richard Davies' participation. Rich has gotten off to a flying start, and we're thrilled that he has joined us. Welcome, Rich.
Reviving talent and culture is one of the MTA's strategic priorities for this year. And we've been hard at work trying to change the course. And while there's a lot of work left to be done, you know, the last 6 months and the work we've done during this time gives me a lot of confidence that we're really beginning to turn the tide here.
The strategies we're using to improve the bus network here in Queens, these are not different strategies than we used in the Bronx, but also in Staten Island for the express bus redesign in 2018. We are simplifying the network to make our routes more direct and straight. We are expanding connections. This is connections not only to Long Island Railroad in Queens here, but also looking at ADA accessible stations, whether that's current or future proposed ADA accessible stations. We're also looking at improving frequency on our key corridors, and these are high ridership corridors. There's a map later that I will discuss about this. We are also looking at improving bus stop spacing, which Rich talked about earlier. And then last, we are continuing to work with our partners at New York City Department of Transportation to improve bus priority, so bus lanes and other treatments to speed up our buses and improve service reliability.
Detective Greco and Police Officer Macaluso were patrolling the Grant Avenue A station on May 18th when they saw Suleiman Rafi fall onto the tracks. We all know the roadbed is a dangerous place, and in this case particularly so because Mr. Rafi is blind. With the train about to pull into the station, Detective Greco and Officer Macaluso had to act quickly to get Mr. Rafi to safety.
Sir, you okay? Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm glad we saw you.
We actually have a surprise. I'm delighted to welcome to MTA headquarters Suleiman Rafi. Absolutely. Thank you. You're amazing. Thank you.